Relying only on his elite training and battle-proven instincts, the SAS Operator went rogue and mobilized himself. And just like that, Obi-Wan Nairobi was born.
Hi guys!
Welcome back again to the channel. Today we are going to be checking out this video. Please sit back and enjoy. Do not forget to like, subscribe. So let's get right into today's reaction.
Tuesday, January 15th, 2019. A British SAS operator on a mission to train local Kenyan defense forces quickly found himself in the middle of a two-day siege at the luxury Duset D2 complex in Nairobi. The 5 gunmen unleashed fury as hundreds of innocent civilians ran for their lives. But not before the solo operator grabbed his weapon and his kit and stormed in, self-initiating an off-duty rescue mission. And after a 19-hour game of cat and mouse, the lone operator saved hundreds of lives and took the lives of the enemy.
Actually, this is what the SA operators they are trained for.
Yeah.
Because this is like a solo mission he went on.
You actually
And he
go
did
through
the
the hardest set of training and to be able to adapt to any kind of situation.
Yes. Wow. That's 1 against 5 men. Armed men. Yes, it did so complete attack.
In 2019 alone, there were over 6 terrorist attacks in Kenya. And over the last several decades, terrorism in Kenya has run rampant throughout, from the 1975 Nairobi bombing to the 2013 Westgate Mall incident. And since its creation in 1895, East Africa has been at the nexus of several political disputes that revolve around the political conflicts of the Middle East, as Kenya has remained an ally of Western governments and is host to several sensitive Western interests, including US and British military bases. And with poverty, weak borders, corrupt or incompetent police, and the rapid rise of extremist groups, Kenya and other African nations have quickly become hotbeds and easy targets.
Okay, the American has more bases compared to the
UK.
British. I actually thought it's the American that British do not actually have bases.
No, they do. They do.
Oh, wow.
For global terrorists. And the Kenyan army has yet to contain the influx of terrorism moving in from Somalia. And sadly, too many Kenyan soldiers have died trying.
What?
At the forefront of Kenya's counter-terrorism efforts are the Kenyan Defense Forces' well-armed and well-trained Special Operations Forces. The Kenyan Special Operations Regiment, the 30th Special Forces Battalion, and the 40th Ranger Strike Force, who have all received their training from both U.S. and British military Special Operations Command, such as the U.S. Army's highly capable Green Berets and the United Kingdom's ultra-secretive Special Air Service. And in January of 2019, an SAS team was sent out to do just that.
This sound gives me a lot of flashbacks.
Amongst the SAS team was a team member by the name of Christian Craighead, a seasoned operator who first joined the British Army at 16 years old in 1982. He began his career as a junior paratrooper before coming of age and moving onward to the paratrooper regiment, which for comparison to the United States, a British paratrooper is the same thing as an Army Ranger. After serving 3 years as a paratrooper, Craighead then joined the Pathfinders, which again for US comparison, it's like MARSOC. He deployed with the Pathfinders to Iraq during the 2003 invasion of Iraq, where he led reconnaissance missions. And around 9 years later, he attended and completed the SAS's notorious 6-month-long selection program and joined the SAS
To be honest, he's actually he's actually a tough person because we've seen how tedious the Special Air Service
for the
training.
fact that he could survive it at that age.
Oh, wow.
The mindset alone.
Mhm.
And in true SAS fashion, the rest of his history is lost and remains untold, as the ethics of the Special Air Service are true to form of the phrase, the quiet professionals. But the SAS's legendary exploits over the years have often superseded their efforts of secrecy.
The end
Yeah.
came with an assault on the building by the Army Special Air Services Regiment, the SAS.
And at the tip of their spear lies the 22nd SAS Regiment, the Special Air Service's Tier 1 unit, of which Craighead belonged. And when his seemingly peaceful training mission in Kenya took an unpredictable turn, Craighead delivered the gunman an unpredictable turn of his own. And on the afternoon of January 19th, at approximately 3 p.m., at the 5-star Duset D2 hotel complex, as guests were having lunch and shopping around, 5 Kenyan nationals of non-Somali descent were moments away from executing a calculated attack. The terrorist cell had traveled to the complex from their home base, located in Somalia. Armed with AK-47s, hand grenades, and an IED, the men staged outside of the complex. The 14 Riverside complex in its entirety is one of East Africa's largest and more upscale developments, consisting of banks, restaurants, executive offices, and the hotel itself, a stage with stark contrast to the barbaric attack that was soon to unfold. At approximately 3:30 p.m., one of the insurgents breaks off on his own and enters the complex, where he locates and fronts the outdoor patio of the lively lunchtime rush of the Secret Garden restaurant, shouting aloud in Swahili before committing to the first phase of the attack and blowing himself up.
How do people have the mindset to detonate and explode themselves?
They've been brainwashed. They've been taught something, obviously. To
It's mind blowing because, like, how?
Sickly. Hmm. Can't imagine that.
Once the explosion was heard, the 4 men began their assault, where they engaged 2 Kenyan police officers guarding the gate. The men then threw hand grenades at 3 unattended parked cars, setting phase 2 of the attack into motion. 2 explosions to create panic and confusion. The 4 men then entered the complex and split up into 2 groups as they made their way to the first office block and began shooting and throwing grenades inside. And at this point, everyone is trying to escape and call for help by any means necessary.
I don't understand.
Members of private security forces and armed individuals, along with some off-duty police officers, were some of the first to respond. At which time, an unknown person present at the complex picked up his phone and called his friend, Christian Craighead. He answered the phone and could hear the sound of gunfire coming from the background. The man requested for Craighead's assistance at the complex. He grabbed his gear and jumped in his truck, dodging in and out of traffic and arriving on scene only moments later. He had little to no intel on what was specifically taking place, but the sound of automatic gunfire was evident. Wearing a balaclava, body armor, and freaking Armani jeans. It's 007. And he's also got a black rifle coffee block beer patch. Craighead armed himself with a Glock 17, a combat knife, and a suppressed Mako C8 carbine rifle. And without orders, relying only on his elite training and battle-proven instincts, the SAS operator went rogue and mobilized himself. And just like that, Obi-Wan Nairobi was born.
Oh, this is where this legend comes in. Obi-Wan right Nairobi. Oh, damn. Wow.
Craighead could be seen escorting dozens of civilians out of the complex, and even carrying out the wounded. And with each pull, he turned around and went right back in and did it again. The locals were in awe of a masked foreigner who appeared to be single-handedly taking control of the situation wherever he could. It wasn't long until reinforcements showed up. As police and other Kenyan forces responded to the scene, Kenyan soldiers and police established a perimeter around the complex. Craighead embedded with a group of the soldiers. They moved through the complex to continue rescuing employees and guests who were still pinned down within. And footage from the event even shows him leaving those forces behind and taking matters into his own hands to directly engage the enemy. And while clearing buildings and sweeping the courtyards, Craighead located the terrorists and swiftly engaged the enemy, single-handedly killing 2 of them.
If a man plays the fools, then usually fools he persuade, but appears to be the devil, then how men will son.
Wise words indeed.
Gunfire altogether had ceased, and authorities and Craighead alike began to clear the rest of the complex, as the actual number of attackers was unknown at this time. He assisted with coordinating logistics with local Kenyan authorities, went room to room searching for remaining attackers, and provided remaining civilians with a safe escort to the outside perimeter of the complex. While it had been thought that the threat had been neutralized, after a few hours, gunfire and explosions were again heard in the early hours on January 16th.
Skip the video. Skip. If you want to rest it from facing the truth. Hi.
As Kenyan police located the remaining 2 gunmen in a hotel room, and after engaging the men, the Kenyan police apprehended the wounded suspects. And by 11:48 p.m., the Kenyan government announced that the 14 Riverside complex had officially been secured.
One SAS.
I'm telling you.
Imagine if there were 5. Sorry.
It's too much. 5 is too much.
The aftermath.
A lot of life have been, done.
The most touching aspect of this story was I think there was a lady they kind of like scrapped her off. She was writing
20 Kenyan citizens.
She tweeted and was like, it's kind of like a goodbye. Those are the things
The one
that
that said
break
if I die,
me. Yeah.
I love you, Caroline.
Damn. Final moments are like,
Don't go there, please.
An American and a British South African man died during the attack.
yeah.
The terror group Al-Shabaab issued a statement claiming the attack was coordinated with the assistance of Al-Qaeda as retaliation for the relocation of the U.S. Embassy in Israel.
How does that?
How does it
Christian
affect
Craighead
Kenyans?
was awarded a conspicuous gallantry cross for ending the 19-hour siege, which is the second highest honor in the United Kingdom. His heroic actions saved hundreds of lives, and he retired from the SAS in 2020. He wrote a book about the event titled One Man In that is currently pending approval from the Ministry of Defense.
You should approve it, please. I want to read that book.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. There's a lot more of these mini documentaries in the works, and you don't want to miss them. So be sure to hit subscribe, and be on the lookout for Chris's book coming soon.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the lookout for Chris's book. Like, I am hoping to.
Okay, this video was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Also fire.
Exactly.
Wow, there's hope. I feel like even all these issues we are having here, there's a wait. Don't worry, I don't want to touch sensitive matters, but it just feels like all these things can be handled
Diplomatically.
I don't know why it's still lingering. So.
Yeah.
Sometimes I ask myself why people say, "Oh, we are doing this in retaliation of this." Is like, okay? It's just like I offend you here, instead of you to go and arrest or go to court.
Do the legal process.
Do you understand? With the person that offended you, the specific person, but yet you send innocents, people that does not have anything to do with that situation, and then the next thing we are hearing is that you are doing it in retaliation.
That is a stupid
What
vengeance.
kind of
I don't know.
retaliation?
That's a stupid vengeance. The reason for this is.
Do you understand? So I want to give a very huge appreciation to the SAS, that specifically took matters into his hand.
Why it's special to him is because he's not even a citizen of that country. Because people might want to say, "Oh, you guys are sidelining other forces that came to rescue."
Yeah.
It's special because he is not a citizen and he just choose to put himself
out there to actually save the civilians. It is truly mind-blowing that how he was able to, if you watch the video properly, right, you see that the backup that came, the armies, the soldiers, and every single one of them, they were just surrounding the
But you actually
building.
cannot compare. You can't compare his training and
none of them could actually approach.
The difference was he was willing to die for the cause
he knows
chose to fight
how
for.
to find the target.
Yes. Yeah.
So he
wearing jeans.
Yeah, he was aiming at rescuing and finding.
Oh my god.
He's not there to just surround the place and tick one box that they are available, they came on scene. No.
I remember one of their training is to train them in the most difficult situations. So I guess
this is a product of the hell he has been through in training. Like
bravo.
Guys, that's showing that one SAS is more than
it's equivalent. It's equivalent to 100 soldiers.
Yeah.
Then imagine having hundreds of them.
We are sorry, but respect to all the military forces.
Obviously,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
In this video.
Please let us know what you think about this down below in the comment section. I'm utterly speechless, to be honest. And do not forget to like, subscribe, and bye guys.